Welcome to
Loves the Right
Hey,
Spot.
hey.
Love the Right Spot. Love the Right Spot.
Hey, hey, love.
Hey, loves.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Episode number 16.
Number 16. Let's go.
Yes, and we have a special treat for you guys
Special treat.
tonight.
Come on with it.
You know, we are going to be talking about a very important and serious topic on tonight. Episode number 16.
Yes.
And we're asking you guys,
Mhm.
are you in
Are you in
a healthy relationship?
a healthy relationship?
Are you in a healthy relationship? Is it healthy emotionally?
Come on.
Is it healthy physically? Is it healthy socially?
Yes.
Is it healthy economically? All those good things. And
Mhm.
these are questions that you should be asking,
Yes.
whatever level of relationship it is, right?
Mhm,
So whether
absolutely.
it's dating, whether it's seriously dating, whether it's the new word committed or engaged.
Right.
Okay.
Or you're married.
Or you're
already,
married, right? And you have some time in, years in, or
Mhm.
whatever.
Doing what you do.
Right. Are you in a healthy relationship?
And again, Love TWS is here for you as a platform to kind of open up and express about life, love, and laughter.
Yes.
And also to kind of teach us all early what most of us learn late.
Yes.
All right?
Yep.
So we here for y'all.
Well, what is Love's TWS?
Love TWS is the right spot.
It's Love's the right spot.
Love's the right spot.
That's right. So we talk about love.
We talk about love.
And we're all about sharing love
Uh-huh.
and making sure that your relationships are in a loving spot, right? That's
Right.
in a loving position, right?
But we don't hold no punches.
No,
we know
don't.
that this is not a cakewalk, right?
Right.
It's a process.
It's
it takes
real.
work.
That's right.
You know, any relationship that is worth anything is worth working
Yes.
for. So
Yes.
let's put the work in.
Yes. So listen, guys, this month, if you have been paying attention to our social media,
Yes.
I have been posting some things in reference to solidarity for Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes.
Loves TWS absolutely, supports defeating this whole pandemic of domestic violence.
Yes.
Even with COVID-19, we know that it has been an increase in that, which is very unfortunate.
Yes.
And we have that on our prayer wheel. But at the same token, we also wanted to bring you guys some expert information.
Yes.
We wanted to bring you guys some truthful information.
Yes.
Some candid, plain and simple tools, what to look for, what to watch out for.
Right.
And in order to do that, we connected with a sister of ours who actually we met through our pastors at our church, but at the same token, she became part of the family because she was our praise dancer instructor for our two daughters. And she loves them dearly. Her name is Angela Williams. Miss Angela Williams.
Yes.
And we're going to welcome her to Loves TWS on tonight. She is a counselor, she is a therapist, and she works in the area, with domestic violence, but she's going to share more about what she does.
Yes.
So come on, LTWS family. Let's clap it up.
Come on, let's welcome
Let's salute
Sister Angela. How are you?
Sister Ange.
Hey,
how you doing,
how you doing today?
I'm good, guys. Thank you so much for inviting me to your show. I'm a little bit nervous, but again, thank you so much. It is an honor and a pleasure to speak about the topic that I hold very dear to my heart tonight. So again, thank you and many blessings.
Yes, thank you.
We're honored to have you. Thank you for joining us
So just share with us, Angela, exactly, kind of somewhat, I know you can't get into too much of detail, but exactly what you provide, some resources, some different, areas that you're working in right now, in regards to domestic violence, and especially during this time because it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes.
Currently, I work in Camden, New Jersey for a program called PALS. I am a domestic violence counselor going on 4 years now, 3.5, 4 years now, and I deal with women, men, and children. So I've learned in this field that it's just not women that get abused, but also the men as well as children. One of the red flags that we talk about is communication. And we also teach about whether communication, if it's healthy or if it's unhealthy. There's a difference between having an argument and the argument turning abusive. Wow. So in my videos on YouTube and on social media, I talk about different types of abuse, which is verbal, which is emotional, there's financial, there's sexual abuse, and of course the obvious is the physical. But there's different levels, again, of unhealthy versus healthy. And again, there's a difference between somebody having an argument and then somebody being disrespectful in that argument turning abusive. Huge difference.
Yes, wow. So, that was just powerful right there. Just
hold on.
Just laying that all out. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, kind of to open us up in our conversation. When we think about relationships that aren't healthy, right? Usually they don't start there, right? They don't start from an unhealthy place. So from your experience, what have you heard and what have been those signs and what people have been saying about their relationship taking that turn, and where does it show up at?
What I've learned in stories that I heard, there's always red flags. When people say to me, "Oh, I didn't know, I didn't see it." Yes, you did. You just decided to turn a blind eye. Whether that person is female or male, there's always red flags. And I'll give an example. So say married couple, you're sitting in the kitchen, husband comes home from work, he's hungry, he wants dinner, and he goes, "You know what, I'm hungry, I wish you would just give me something to eat already. Like, you're too slow, you should have been had this done." So the wife is like, "Well, hello, how was your day? How are you doing?" Right. Don't ask me about my day, I told you I'm tired, I just want something to eat. So all of a sudden, you're chalking it up as, "Oh, he has a bad day, this always happens." You're not looking at how angry he is, how critical he's being, or she, or how the person is talking down to you. First of all, the person who came in from a long day of work didn't greet you with love or respect. Right. They're demanding what they want from you, and then they're telling you what you're doing wrong. So again, that whole person's demeanor, and then how they're talking down to you. And as a movement therapist, I always talk about posture. So how the person is engaging with you. It could be attacking you, or it could be treating. So the abuser or that abusive partner who has the temper, that is a red flag. Again, their posture is always lunging at you. Yes. They're demanding something, and they're critical, whether they be female or male. So the signs are always there. It just starts off as very subtle, and then it escalates, and then it grows.
Wow, now that's serious. Now listen, I know we're gonna get into, because I heard you mention in your introduction that it affects men and children. We're gonna get to that, but I want to kind of go back a little bit to some of the stuff that I've been seeing on your social media page that some women and men may not know, that are dating now, right? That are engaged now. So can you talk about love bombing? Can you talk about, those telltale signs in the beginning part of the relationship, like Alonzo was kind of trying to allude to, where it starts out kind of all lovey-dovey and you just kind of accept, this person's behavior pattern, all of these things just because the person likes you, you know what I'm saying? Or the person loves on you, or you so happy now that you have somebody in a relationship, or you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a fiance, somebody that you could call your own. But kind of talk about the different levels, you know what I'm saying, of how it starts out with the control and different things like that. If you can kind of expand on that.
One of the things I always tell people are a tail sign of, look at how your partner treats other people, whether you go out to dinner, how they look at just the essential workers at the grocery store, that retail worker, that janitor. If they have this attitude of arrogance and superior, like, oh, they're nobody and I think I can pay them to do what I'm doing. Like, if they have that nose down attitude towards that person, look how critical they are. Are they always critiquing somebody? Are they always putting them down?
Right.
Another sign is, are they controlling?
Yes.
Are they nitpicking at how you dress? Are they nitpicking at how you talk? Are they critical of your circle? Now, you've been friends with these people for about 10 to 15 years.
Come on,
now that you guys are a unit,
listen, I'll be the interrupt. Talk about it.
You have this partner. Now that you're a unit, there's supposed to be some level of respect and balance. But now that you're a unit, your partner is suddenly critical. Well, don't you think you've outgrown your circles of friends? That was high school and college. You don't need them anymore. You need a whole group of circle. Or the way you dress. Don't you think you should dress like more grown up or a little prestige? Because now you're at this plateau level. You know, you're at this status quo. So you got to zhuzh it up a little bit, like this China doll, or, you know, have this business-like type of attitude in this area and walk about yourself so people will know that you're with the Joneses, or that you're with the times, or that you have this materialistic reality. So it's this persona that the abuser wants you to have. So it's little subtle things. Like I said, it's always about critique, command, and control.
So I heard you say about, you know, changing your friends and different things like that.
Right.
I know, you know, just from certain females and males that I've been friends with for years, that I noticed that people who are the abuser definitely try to get you away. From your, you know, family circle, your friends, like you said, your college friends or high school friends or whatever. They want to take you out of your comfortable environment. Do you find that to be absolutely true? Like, is that, you know, the thing all the time?
That is a #1 red flag. And usually when the partners get together as a unit, it is the abuser's plan to remove her from her environment of familiarity. She can no longer be attached to what she's familiar or comfortable with. The abuser plan, and it's usually a narcissistic type of personality, because it's all about control and power. So what the abuser wants to do, and again, whether female or male, they want to take that person out of the comfort zone, move them to a place of isolation where they can rewrite their DNA, where they can rewrite their whole program, and just
wait a minute. You said rewrite their DNA.
So
wait a minute.
It's about control.
Wait a minute.
Control and power.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Look, we do this on the Love the Race while we have moments where we put our hands up, like, wait.
This is a pause moment. Two fingers in the air, 2 hands in the air.
Right.
Listen, you said, like, remove them from their comfort zone.
Right.
So that they can rewrite their DNA.
Right.
Now, hold on for a minute. Now, basically, their whole character, change their whole makeup, turn them into a completely different person.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. In my videos, I talk about stripping of self-identity and self-esteem. So where you was once this happy, social, go-lucky person, now that you're with this partner, this stranger, you went from happy-go-lucky to social to depressed, isolated, undercover alcoholic.
Jesus.
So they don't see what you transformed into behind closed doors.
That's correct.
So behind closed doors, you're this broken, shattered vessel trying to get the pieces together, trying to recognize and remember who you once was.
Yes.
But because the abuser has rewrote your DNA, realigned and just remodeled your genetic code, you're no longer who God designed you to be.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's a lot of power.
Yes. That's a lot of
exactly.
and it presents the victim as being powerless. Now, I'm gonna just tell you, you know, when you said that, that really kind of rung a bell. You know, we love transparency on LovesTWS.
Yes.
I thank God for having my husband, my loving, protecting husband that I have now.
Yeah.
But he knows my story, you know what I'm saying? And I had a relationship prior to being married to him, even though we've been together for 15 years, basically 14 years married. Prior to that, he was engaged to someone else. I was engaged to somebody else. And that relationship started at a young age, well, which we consider a young adult age. So it's like 18 and the person was like in their 20s for me, you know what I'm saying? And it started out great. It started out good. You know, my family kind of took to him. They loved him, blah, blah, blah. I loved his family, different things like that. But I can honestly say in retrospect, you know what I'm saying? After it was all over, after I made the decision to kind of get myself back. So I understand exactly what you're saying. Even though we didn't live together, we were very close knit. We were starting to plan a wedding and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of, like I said, but there were signs, like you said. How does a person talk to their mother and their father?
Yes.
How do they talk to their sisters and siblings? And that's what really kind of always stuck out to me, even in that relationship. But I really just kind of ignored it, you know, not really, you know, like, okay, that's how he deal with them, or that's just a little sibling rivalry or whatever, or I guess he just, you know, having it out with his mother today, or that, you know, whatever the situation was at the time. And even with some friends, you know what I'm saying? Just like craziness. But then it turned to be very possessive, very controlling, you know what I'm saying? Where you going, who you going with, blah, 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 popping up out of the blue sometimes. You know, I would say I'm going to catch the bus, you know, from work or whatever, and he would pop up just to pick up, like, just because you didn't want me to kind of be around, you know, co-workers and other people. And like I said, I just thank God, you know, for me being put in this position to really change churches at the time and get myself together from the inside out, you know what I'm saying, spiritually wise. And I just thank God for that connection. And a friend of mine's actually suggesting and saying, hey, you know, come be a part of this ministry. I think you should check it out, you know, and literally, not even a month of me being a part of True Vine at the time, allowed me to really see myself and just be like, you know what? So one day I was like, forget it. All the gifts, all the tokens of love, all everything, child, I just put it out on the porch, honey. And I was like, come get your stuff. I don't want to be bothered. And we weren't even arguing that day or anything. It was like actually a peaceful day. But that was a sign for me to say, this is my way of escape. You know what I'm saying? This is my way out. So I wanted to kind of talk. I heard you talk about narcissism, and I want you to kind of go back to that. But then after that, talk about the opportunities, because people always say it's a taboo thing. It's a taboo topic to talk about. But why doesn't the person leave? Why didn't they decide to go? You know what I'm saying? You kind of hear that all the time, and it's not so easy all the time. It really isn't, because they even have allies sometimes within your own family and friends, because like you said, they don't see what happens behind closed doors or how the person treats you when you are just, you know, alone. But thank God I got my own king. The right one.
Your true soulmate, somebody who's compatible and similar with your beliefs, with your values, and respects you. That is important. But to piggyback off what you talked about, and I'll start backwards. I just did a video talking about how you can support a friend in domestic violence.
Okay.
One of the things that I said was, a couple of things that I said, but points that I touched upon was, don't be judgmental. Don't be critical, because you're not in their shoes. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Absolutely.
So what you don't want to say is, oh, you're stupid. You should just leave. Oh, why you even let this happen? You have no clue as to the severity of the violence that they're going through behind closed doors. You don't know if they threatened to kill the person. You don't know if the abuser threatened to take their kids. You don't know if the abuser has threatened to hack into their account, steal all their money. So there's a lot of threats and emotional and verbal scars that the person has experienced to the point where they're scared. So who are you as my friend to sit up there and judge me and tell me what to do when you have no idea what's going on behind closed doors? I'm so ashamed that I can't even tell you the severity of what I'm going through, because I hold on my shoulders guilt, shame, grief. So how can I be transparent and tell you what I'm going through without you sitting there and judging me. This is my friend.
Wow.
So a lot of times the victim hide because they are ashamed.
Right.
They know it happened, they were warned, but they didn't listen.
Absolutely.
So here you have this boulder of shame that brings you down to a point where you feel so small that you can't even verbalize the extent of abuse that you went through. So that's a lot of times why people do not leave. One is because of fear.
Right.
A lot of times these victims do not come out victorious. They'll die right there in that household.
Jeez.
Or found dead in a park.
Goodness.
Or just somewhere feet away from a police station. That's how severe it can be.
Right.
So fear is a main factor of immobilizing a person to a point where they can't move because they're so afraid.
Right.
The personality, and I hope I'm answering your question, and please correct me if I missed something.
Go ahead, you good.
Narcissistic. Oh, okay. The narcissistic personality is when the abuser belittles and denies what they're doing and don't take responsibility for their actions.
Woo.
So they have this.
Wait, stop, sis. Stop right there, because it's a couple of people. I know it's a couple of people we know that's in situations. So repeat that definition. Repeat that one right there.
So traits of a narcissistic personality is when a person does not acknowledge, they minimize, do not take responsibility for their behavior. Notice that they're always making excuses and putting it on somebody else or putting it on the partner. Oh, well, you made me do this. Well, you know who I am. Well, if you didn't do this, and if you didn't cook this way, and if you didn't wear that dress, or had you not spoke to the person that I told you not to talk to, then I wouldn't be so angry. I wouldn't be upset. So they don't acknowledge their action, nor will they apologize for it. What they'll do is they'll flip the script and they'll blame you. Right. It's your fault. Another trait is you're always wrong. They don't respect your opinions. They don't value what you say. You're always wrong. Nothing you do is right. Belittlement. Whatever you do to try to make it better, they're the king of negativity. The criticism, the cutting down, the chopping on the chopping board. Always depleting and deleting who you are, taking away bricks of your self-identity. So at first you guys were up, you was up top, the victim was up top. By the time the narcissistic personality gets through with them, they're on the bottom, they don't know who they are a slave to the rewritten story or the DNA that the abuser had rewrote. If that makes sense. So those are just some of the traits of a narcissistic personality. Some of the stuff that I talk about: love bombing, stonewalling, gaslighting. Gaslighting is where they make you believe that it was your fault. They will develop an atmosphere of confusion and what I call selective amnesia. And here are the key points.
I don't mean to laugh, but that's a mess. This is so thick. This is so crazy.
It's layers. So gaslighting is, say that you came in with your keys and you put it on the table. Now, because this person is so manipulative and vindictive, they will purposely take your keys off the table and hide them from you, put it in the drawer. Hey, babe, did you see my keys? I got a meeting to go to at this church. I didn't see your keys. What do you mean? Didn't you put them? Yeah, they were on the table. Well, I didn't see you put them on the table. Matter of fact, I don't think you brought them in. You could have left it outside or dropped out of your purse. Now you're spending 10 to 15 minutes running around like you're crazy because you knew that you put your keys on the table. But because this narcissistic person does not want you to leave the environment, he wants you at his beck and call, or she wants you attached to your hip. Doesn't want to share you with anybody. They will manipulate and move things around to make you seem crazy.
Oh my goodness.
That's just one example. Another example is, well, I didn't say that. What they do is rewrite the whole entire story. So you can say something about, hey, remember I had this situation with this person and this person hurt me. No, that's not that happened. You told me that you hurt that person. You said these things. That person didn't curse you out. You cursed them out. So now you're sitting there and you're like, well, did that really happen? Was it my fault?
Goodness.
But I thought I said, anytime you're second guessing an event that you know,
Yes.
that you lived and experienced,
Yes.
and by the time this narcissistic demon gets through with you and you're second guessing, you don't know who you are, you don't know where to go, you don't know your identity, your whereabouts, then that's a red flag. So the mind games, the manipulation, the brainwashing.
Wow.
This
So
is a lot.
so wait, before
This
you
is a
ask the
lot.
question, so you talked about gaslighting,
Right.
Yes.
stonewalling, and just for those that are dating or possibly getting into a serious committed situation or engagement, can you share what love bombing is before we move,
Yes,
move
thank
on?
you.
Yes.
Yes. So love bombing, for those that are newly dating or got engaged too quickly, and I do a video, it's called Emotions, it's all under the guise of emotional abuse.
Okay.
Love bombing. This person loves to do all this grandeur dating, and I exaggerate. So you just met this person on a Monday. You're giving, you're talking, you're open. Oh, hey, my car, I got to pay all the time. I'm short on rent. By Wednesday, and this is exaggeration, but this is how it works. Monday, got car trouble. My car's in the shop. I'm $600 short on rent. I don't know what to do.
Okay.
Wednesday, look at your account. You find $3,000 in your account.
Wow.
Walk outside your door. You got a brand new Kia or a Tulsa in front of your house. Hey, I remember what you said, and you was in trouble. I just wanted to just shower you with your gifts because I love you so much. I just met you Monday. I don't even know your middle name or where your kids are from or where you live. If you give me gifts, that's a red flag. Another sign of love bombing. The person tells you, and this is a key sign for my saints who are believers in Christ.
Right.
If this happens, I am please warning you. Run the other way.
Run the other. Come on, say it again. Run the other way.
Wait, that 3,000 no.
You better pull a Carl Lewis or Flojo. You better do some 1986 Olympic winners running if you hear this. I'm not playing. This is dead serious.
You're not playing. I hear you, sis. We laughing, but I feel you on it.
And I say this from the bottom of my heart. If a man or woman comes up to you, I don't care how fine they dress, how good they smell, if they come up to you saying these words, oh, God told me you was the one for me.
Oh my.
I think that we were going to be married. Please run.
Please run. Run fast.
Run.
Did you wait? Wait a minute.
Run.
Wait a minute. That's a pause. That's a hands up. God told me. Okay, did y'all hear what she said? I was sent. I was sent by God.
Come on.
God led me to
I was sent. God led. I dreamt.
It's happening.
Stop right there. Don't go no further, sister. Y'all hear what Angie saying? Don't go no further.
Love bombing. I was sent. I dreamt. I heard.
Wow.
It's from God. Run.
Wow.
I met you on Monday. Now Friday, you all spiritual and you're healing all these spirits and you're hearing from God himself saying that we're meant to be together. God is a God of order and time.
Come on.
You cannot learn about your whole lifespan within a week. Background, your credit score.
Come on, sis. Come on, sis.
I don't know you.
I don't know you.
You mean to tell me within a span of over 78 hours, I'm the one for you? I'm understanding. You had a group of friends for 15 to 20 years. And all of a sudden you met me in a week and I know about all of who you are and I understand your psyche and all that you're going through and you never met me before or you never met my persona and now you're comfortable and I'm the one for you.
Right.
That's a lie from hell. Run.
That's a
wow, sis. Listen, I mean, you dropping a lot of knowledge, a lot of jewels here.
Hold on.
We laughed a little bit because we're a little lighthearted, but it's really serious, guys. And we know that there have been some couples and those that are dating that have been into it. I know Alonzo wants to jump in and say something, but I would be remiss. I really next thing, if we can talk about it from a male perspective, because
absolutely
we hear it always from females being abused. But I'm gonna let him say something first and just keep that in the back of your mind. But we always hear from the female perspective, but like I said in your introduction, you talked about how it affects the children and how it affects men. So we don't want to hold you, but we definitely want to get to that before we let you go.
Right. Go ahead. And I guess I definitely want to hear that part, the male side of it, or as a victim, so to speak. But also, I wanted to say for couples out there that's watching right now that may be seeing the signs, right, and need to table the discussion, right? So before we get to the male side of it, Sister Angie, could you give them a tip or two on how you can start that kind of conversation with someone where you are seeing the signs, but you know that you don't want to see it go any further?
And I always say this in my videos, it depends on the severity of the situation. If you're to a point where you're too scared to say something and the abuser's temper is so abusive and so explosive that you're scared, then you won't be able to do these tips. It's too late. If the abuser is willing to listen, if the abuser is willing to listen, they're willing to change and they respect you, then you can do these tips. I always talk about this disclaimer.
Love, the right,